I've always loved badminton for the speed, the energy, and the strategy. It was all so fascinating to me. But there was one moment, one school competition, that changed my perspective on badminton and taught me something further beyond sports. So we were up against another team, another school, and I thought the only way to win was to play harder than ever. So that's what I did. At every rally, I swung harder. At every moment, I pushed myself even more. And the more I pushed, the more I made mistakes. Meanwhile, my opponent seemed calm, almost relaxed. He wasn't specifically stronger, neither was he faster. He was just simply smarter. After the match, I was so confused. How could someone playing with less effort win? It just doesn't make sense. After that day, I realized something. A simple truth that kept showing up in our schools, in our daily lives, and in every moment of pressure. Working harder doesn't guarantee progress, but working smarter does. Most of us, especially students, grow up hearing the same advice. Work harder, try more, push yourself even more. So when something doesn't seem right, we assume that the solution is always more effort. But this does not apply in reality. It doesn't. Many people don't realize that we can push ourselves to the limit. We can work for hours and study for hours, but we will still be in the same place. And we can kind of see this almost everywhere we go. Students who are studying for hours, but not actually learning. High achievers who are always busy, but never feel accomplished. And to anyone who are overwhelmed by pressure, expectations, and workload. So we don't necessarily lack effort. What we lack is direction. There are three main reasons on why working harder doesn't guarantee progress, but working smarter does. First of all is that hard work without strategy is just wasted energy. In my match, I kept swinging harder even though it wasn't working. And research shows that many people do this as well in life. Psychologists at Stanford University found out that intensity does not equal to effectiveness. In one specific study, it shows that students who are studying for longer hours but didn't change their methods did not improve at all. But students who use strategies like active recall and the Pomodoro technique improve their score by over 30%. And this just shows that working longer isn't the same as working smarter. The second reason is trying to win every point leads to burnout. The World Health Organization officially recognizes burnout as a workplace and academic syndrome caused by chronic stress. And a 2021 Gallup survey shows that 2/3 of students reported to have felt burned out. They felt burned out because they tried too hard to excel at too many things. Not because they didn't try hard enough, but because they tried hard enough at too many things. And this is the same pattern I fell into during my competition. I tried to dominate every point and it just backfired. Lastly, rest isn't laziness, it's just part of the strategy. Many people think that rest is the opposite of work, but neuroscience shows the opposite. A study from the National Institute of Health found out that during rest, our brain's default mode network is active. And when it's active, it helps with brain's consolidation, decision making, and problem solving. So, literally, resting makes you smarter. And athletes know this intuitively. Overtraining leads to underperforming, higher injury rates, and slower reaction time, and eventually losing the competition. So, if athletes are doing this and they rest as much as they do as they train, why aren't we, students and everyday people, doing the same? So if working hard isn't the answer, what is? Here's the lesson I learned from my match and from my own personal experiences with stress and overwhelm. Work with intention, not pressure, intention. And I call this the intentional work frame program. Step 1. We need to identify our real goals. What are we actually trying to achieve? Sometimes we just gotta pause and ask ourselves this simple question. Because when we clarify our goals, our effectiveness also increases. Step 2 is to choose the smartest next action and actually do it. Not the longest one, not the hardest one, but the smartest next action. The one that can actually move you forward the most. And the third step is to set limits to protect your energy. Limits such as mental breaks, priority limits, time limits. These are all important to save our energy because resting plays such an important role in our life. And with these 3 steps, anyone can change from working harder to working with more intention. And the reason this matters isn't just because it's more productive, but it's also because of our well-being. This method fixes and helps us on our well-being. And for so many people, so many students who are dealing with pressure and burnouts, our biggest problem isn't motivation, but it's exhaustion. It's just so exhausting to feel left behind even after you work so hard to your limit. It's so exhausting to just wake up from bed with that pressure to be perfect in academics, in sports, in our relationships, and in everything. And working harder doesn't solve this problem. It's just adding up more stuff, more problem to our problems. However, working with intention shifts this. Working with intention gives us more time to breathe, more time to think, to relax, and to focus on what's important in our lives. And ever since I used and applied this method, my whole perspective on badminton and life changed. I wasn't studying more, but my grades went up. I wasn't practicing more, but my performance improved. And a lot of people also experience the same thing. Because research shows that when people change from effort-based thinking to strategy-based thinking, their motivation, their consistency, their memory also improved. And that one badminton match didn't just teach me about strategies. It taught me about life. Life isn't just a one long sprint race. You don't win in life by working harder. You don't win in life by using your full power every day or being the best every day. You don't win by swinging your racket harder. You win by thinking more clearly, prioritizing on what's right and what's to do next, by conserving your energy, and by working with intention, not pressure. Because the truth is simple. Working with intention and working smarter is way better than working harder.